Hey guys, miss you guys first thing. Miss you guys at RiverTown. You guys were awesome. Thanks again for all you did for us this summer. Um, Secondly, I'm excited for Passion. Each day that it gets closer, I get more and more excited. Um, it's such an awesome event. I can't tell you how much God has used it to minister to me and to guide and direct my life. Um, I wouldn't be in Jacksonville if God hadn't led me to go to Passion. Obviously, God has plans for our lives. He knows what He wants us to do, and that was all part of His sovereign plan for my life personally. But I wouldn't be in Jacksonville if it wasn't for Passion. Um, I don't know if I would be a worship leader if it wasn't for Passion. God has used it in so many ways to touch my life, to guide and direct my life. This conference is just hands down. It's life changing. It means so much to me personally. It holds very close um, spot in my heart. And Another thing is this generation, just this 18 to 25-year-old group, holds a huge heart in my or a huge spot in my heart. Um, so be excited that you're going on this trip. If you're not excited, go to 268generation.com. Look at the videos. I mean, YouTube Passion 2012, 11, 2010. Look back in the past few years. Watch the videos. Kind of get yourself acquainted with what the event, the sessions are like, and that'll get you pumped up. I mean, if you love Jesus, if you love worship, if you love worshiping with a group of people your age, if you love community, missions, outreach, you're gonna get pumped. If you don't, then maybe we should talk about some other things. But no, I'm super excited. But I kind of want to give you guys a run through as to what to expect. I have a little 3-page thing here. If you guys will Facebook me your emails just on the Passion page or just over a message, I will email this to you guys in a PDF format so you guys can kind of take a look at it and kind of read it for yourself. But I do want to read it out for you now. What to expect. First and foremost, before I get into anything else with the guts of the conference, expect long lines and what seems like cow herding. Like, honestly, the first time I was there was in 2010, there was about 20,000, 22,000 people there. And they had part of the Georgia World Congress Center. Part of like the walkway was set up to be going one direction, the other one the other direction, as you see in most places. But with 22,000 people there, it felt like, it was being heard. In fact, there was one point in one day where most of the group that was being heard in one direction started mooing, which was humorous. But yeah, I mean, it's packed. There's long lines. There's big groups of people. That was 22,000 people. We're going to have 60 to 65,000 there this year. Each year they do a killer job. They do a great job with directing traffic, directing people into places in this place and that place. And they're doing things to minimize that. With our lunch, usually we would leave the Georgia Dome, go through a line to get our boxed lunches on the middle days of the conference, and hang out, then come back in for another main session. This year, to prevent us to minimize going in and out of the Georgia Dome as much as possible, they're going to bring our lunch in. So that's going to be a huge difference. That's going to save us actually two big migrations, for lack of a better phrase. So there's going to be up to 60,000 students there. Expect the long lines. When you leave the Georgia Dome to go to your community groups, or from your community groups to the Georgia Dome, expect to fight long lines, not fight people, but like, you know what I'm saying. There's just going to be a lot of people. It takes patience. Me and the other adult leader that's going to go, Sally, throw this in there, Sally's not able to go now. She got a new job, and with her new job, it's just not really a smart idea for her to miss She's a school teacher, so it's not a smart idea for her to miss the first 2 days of the school year when they come back. So she's not going to be able to go. But me and the other adult leader that do go are going to make sure that we get in there, try to get us some seats saved up. So don't worry so much about that. We'll text you guys. We'll get all the numbers wrapped up together. We'll text you guys in a big group where the seats are and where to find us. But expect massive lines, massive amount of people. So, but you're going to get into the Georgia Dome. You're going to get to your life groups or to your community groups. You don't worry about that. Just prepare yourself for a lot of people. Like I just said, me and the other adult leader are going to be there early for each session, try to get us great seats. We may not be on the floor. We may be in the bleachers, but we're going to try to get as good seats as possible each day. So be prepared. It's going to be a shock at first, the amount of people that are there. But by the end of the week, it's just going to be second nature. You're going to be used to it. So, all right, going back around. First thing, well, that was the first thing. Second thing I want to share with you guys about the conference, about what to expect, is life change. Like I said before, this conference has meant so much to me. God has used it to guide and direct my life in so many ways. So expect God to work in your life, to reveal himself to you. His word says it won't return void. His word is going to be drenched in this conference. The Bible's opened every day. Scripture is read every day. In your community groups, you're digging through Scripture with people across the world. I'll explain those groups a little bit more in detail in a minute. Expect God to work in your life, to give you a heart for outreach, for worship, and be open to it as well. Don't go in with I'm just going to be here for, being here because they invited me. No, expect life change. It's an awesome experience. Expect amazing worship and speakers. I don't really think you can beat the lineup that they usually have of artists and of worship leaders and speakers. This year, Chris Tomlin leading worship, Matt Redman, Christian Stanfield, Christy Knuckles, Charlie Hall, David Crowder is going to be there. Jesus Coulter's leading worship. Lecrae is going to be there. He'll probably sounds kind of silly, but he'll probably lead worship one day. He did last year. So expect awesome worship. With the awesome worship and all those artists, Passion is a launching pad for a lot of new songs. So the first day or two, you're kind of going to get introduced to a whole bunch of new songs. And it's going to be kind of awkward at first because, you know how it is. When you hear a new song, you're going to have to kind of listen to it. But don't let that hinder you singing it out. I encourage you just to sing to the top of your lungs no matter what, whether you know the song or not. Obviously, words are on screens. Songs are written for easy memorization. You'll be able, by the end of the week, you'll be just jamming on some of these songs. You'll love them. So, Chris, like I said, Chris Tomlin, Christy Knuckles, Christian Stanfield, Charlie Hall, Lecrae, Matt Redman, Jesus Coulter. Speaker-wise, each session will have a speaker. Right now there is 8 sessions on the schedule, which I imagine that's going to stick. The sessions in the first session on the first night on Tuesday night and the session on Friday morning, Louis Giglio will preach those. Or at least I assume that's how he usually does it. He will preach those, and then the morning and night sessions are usually the ones that get the main speakers. There's an afternoon session. Last year, that afternoon session was led by, there was one day where they just read scripture, where a lot of the leaders, Beth Moore, Lecrae, Giglio, and John Piper were on stage, and they just read scripture, which was awesome. But also the other one was them talking about slavery and the outreach that they're doing towards slavery. So there's that. But speakers, obviously Louis Giglio, Beth Moore, Francis Chan, John Piper, and I'm really pumped about this guy, Judah Smith. If you haven't heard Judah Smith preach, he is an amazing preacher. Check him out. He's a pastor of a church in Seattle. One of my favorite sermons to listen to is if you go to YouTube and type in "Embrace Grace," Judah Smith. It's one of the coolest sermons ever. I really like it. It's really meant a lot to me. I listen to it pretty often, actually. So, so those are your speakers. It's just gonna be awesome. Expect amazing worship, amazing speakers. Then community groups. With the community groups, like I said, there's gonna be like 60,000 people there. They break you up into. You'll get a wristband. I'll have those wristbands for us when the day that we go up there, or that we meet up there. The wristband is going to have a certain color. It may have stripes or glitter or something on it. And they always have a lot of community groups spread throughout the Georgia World Congress Center. Basically what that does is you're going to be in a huge room with maybe 5,000, 10,000 people. And they will use different types of things to kind of break you down into about 8 to 10 people. And throughout the end of the week, of course, some people kind of falter off. It's really not a good thing. But it's just reality. I mean, they kind of do. So you may end up at the end of the week with just 6 people in there. But you will have 8 to 10 people in your family group. They break you into a family group. And then you will spend 6 sessions, I think, with them, which is kind of, it's about an hour and a half that you'll spend with them. Morning, afternoon, and night. No, it's just morning and night, sorry. Morning and night with them, and then morning of the last day, night of the first day. So, take advantage of these groups. These groups are really cool. I have a lot of people on my friends list on Facebook that I still talk to from time to time that I met at Passion, that were in these groups. So, along with that, you'll have people from all over the world in these groups, most likely. I think each year I've had someone internationally in my group. Australia, Canada, Brazil. I think that's it. But it's really, really cool. Of course, I mean, all over the United States. I mean, we're representing a group that's Midwest and Southeast. So, but all over the United States, you'll get to meet people. So it's really awesome. You'll get to sit down and go through Scripture, discuss what the speakers have been talking about. Kind of just discuss your time. Pray for each other, share each other's burdens, and on top of that, just get to know each other and get to create friends for a period of time. People you'll stay in contact through social media with. So with that, a lot of people tend to be like, oh, I'm just going to skip community groups, I'm going to sleep in, or whatnot. Just don't even let that be a thought in your head. I think that's just the devil trying to work in your head. Go to these groups. They mean a lot to this conference. Get to know these people, love on these people, share their burdens, pray with them. Don't set this aside as just something that, oh, I'm just here for the concert portion of it. No, let these groups let them sink in. Let them do work. God definitely works through them. All right, life change, worship and speakers, community groups. The outreach portion. This is the next thing to expect. The outreach portion of Passion. Last year and this year, sorry, that was my foot. Last year and this year are they're focusing on slavery and everything they can do to put an end to slavery. 4 main things. First is making awareness, making the world aware that there are 27 million slaves in the world, which is far more there's ever been in the history of humanity at one time. So first thing is awareness. Second thing is prevention. Supporting prevention. Groups that go in and intercede on human trafficking before it even gets started, making people aware of it that are in danger of it the most. And then the next thing is rescue. Supporting groups. They give financially to groups that literally, kind of like SWAT teams, go in and rescue slaves, get them out of the situation that they're in. And then the last thing is restoration. Obviously, when people are, you can imagine when people are in slavery, they go through a lot of hardship, and that's knowledgeable. That's just something that's understanded. I can't imagine to the extent of what they go through, but you can understand that they go through a lot. With that, there's a lot of stress, a lot of drama, post-traumatic stress syndrome. I mean, there's a lot of that, and they go through a lot of these emotional and physical ups and downs. So the last part is the restoration. Now, with this, they're going to ask that you pray about giving financially to these to this cause, to these causes, and pray to God. Just ask Him to reveal to you what He would have you give. It's always awesome to see at the end of the week how much this group gave, but when you break it down and it breaks down to like $20 a person, $18 a person, I know that may be a lot for college students, but if everyone tossed in $50, that would 50 times 60,000. Can't do the math quick in my head. You probably can pull out a calculator and do that. It's an amazing amount of money going to help put these things into action. So pray about that. Along with that, they ask that we bring towels and socks. One package of socks is from Walmart, and a new towel. They say, or like new, just get a new towel. I mean, honestly, you can get them for $3 or $4 at Walmart. They ask that you bring those. Those are for them to donate and distribute to the homeless centers of Atlanta and the surrounding cities, the Southeast. They always ask homeless shelters, what's the one thing you need most? Towels is always one thing that comes up, and socks is always one thing that comes up. Towels, because obviously it can be used for a towel, it can be used for a blanket for homeless people. It's just our way of doing something little that we can for the homeless people of the area. So those are your big things to expect. Life change. Expect God to use this conference to really direct your life and to really move in your life. Worship is going to be awesome. Speakers are going to be awesome. Community groups are going to be awesome. Like I said, don't let those slip away. Go to those community groups. The outreach. One thing I forgot to mention. They have a 268 store is what it's called. Basically, they'll sell T-shirts, CDs, books. A lot of these artists, speakers, don't make anything off of this conference. If you look at what they charge for the conference compared to what you could think is pretty logical for what it costs to put this stuff together, to put this event together, the amount of planning that goes into it, the amount of materials that they have to have, the sound system that they rent for 4 days, the fact that they have to book the Georgia Dome for 4 days. They really don't make much money off this conference, if any. They probably break even. With that, the 268 store is where it comes into play to really support these speakers, artists, they, like I said, sell shirts, CDs, books, um, Bible studies. Huge resource. One thing that I encourage absolutely everyone to get, we've got it every year. Um, it's called the All Access Pass. It's a little card that's going to have a code on the back of it. It's $25, but with that card, you get everything from. You get so much from the event. You get every video and audio of the speakers. You get songs that aren't on the CD when it comes out. You get special songs for that. You get music videos from it. You get the entire Passion album. It's already pre-bought and prepaid for with that All Access Pass. You get the downloaded version from iTunes. You're able to download that, and they mail you a copy, and you usually get that copy a couple days before it even comes out in stores. So that's always awesome. I would encourage you to get that pass. That's high priority, I think, if you from getting stuff from the 268 store. The digital all access pass, like I said, it's like $25. That's what it's usually priced at. So also has glimpse video, photo video, a lot of huge resources just on that pass. All right, that's what to expect. This next two sections will be a little bit shorter. What to pack? It's going to be cold. Now, I know Kansas, I think Indiana, or Missouri is where you guys are heading from. I'm sure it's cold where you guys are at, but it's going to be cold. So pack warm, but pack light as well. Strategically plan out what you're going to wear each day when you pack. Try not to overpack, bring too much. It's going to be cold. The highest that you'll probably see it be is in the low 40s. I guess historically that's what it seems like it's been. We've seen it as low as 12 degrees in the morning, and that accompanied with wind blowing through the towers of downtown Atlanta can create some chapped lips real quick. So pack warm, pack beanies. I always wear gloves. Obviously pack your toiletries. The hotel will obviously have toiletries, but don't really rely on that. Think about the fact that there's 60,000 people going to this conference, and probably 40,000 of those people are staying in hotels in downtown Atlanta within walking distance, including ourselves. Hotels try to prepare for it, and each year they've gotten better, but I wouldn't count on the soap, shampoo, and whatnot from the hotel. So make sure you bring your toiletries. With it, the rooms that we'll have, I'll get to that in a minute, never mind. Bring pants, jeans, don't bring shorts. I've seen some people in shorts there. That's just honestly, unless you're really, really cool with cold weather, packing shorts is just kind of a dumb thing to do. Unless they're just like a pair of athletic shorts to walk around the hotel in. So pants to wear to the conference, sweaters, light jacket. I would pack just one or two light jackets. Probably going to take this and another cardigan or two. Just light jackets. I'd suggest a hoodie, and then one heavy jacket. Gloves are a suggestion. Like I said, I wear gloves just wool gloves each time, just because it's cold. Beanie, shoes. Ladies, I would not suggest wearing open-toed heels or heels in general. Boots are fine. Sally wears those often. She brings flats. Obviously, she wears socks with them. But I would suggest sneakers, a pair of tennis shoes. Bring one good pair, one comfortable pair of tennis shoes. We'll be walking back and forth to the dome each day, and we'll probably make 4 trips a day, one way, so 2 trips there and back, from the hotel, to and from the hotel. And each trip is a mile. So we'll be walking a good distance each day. So wear comfortable shoes. Have comfortable shoes with you. Socks, obviously. You can bring flip-flops just to walk around the hotel. Some type of shoes to walk around the hotel. I got yelled at the first year. We're staying at the hotel that we stayed at the first year. Went to Passion, and I poked my head out and literally walked 2 doors down. Just so happened a hotel manager was there and was like, "Son, you need to go put shoes on." So grab you some flip-flops just to wear around the hotel, or bed shoes, whatever, just something to put on your feet. Book bag. I will have a book bag on me to carry Bibles in. I don't really suggest that everyone has a book bag, but definitely I would suggest one book bag per room. So if you guys just want to talk amongst yourselves, who wants to bring a book bag or who wants to take one, and I'll have a book bag to carry Bibles, materials, pack my jacket into when I'm not wearing it. And I'll be able to hold a few Bibles and whatnot in there. So, but a couple of people have a book bag. They do bag checks when you walk in, so that kind of slows the process of getting in down. But I do suggest having it. The walk and the atmosphere in general is just not ideal for a purse. So I would suggest book bag instead of purse. Reminder again: 1 towel, 1 package of socks. Then bring some spending money. With the spending money, obviously the 268 store. Secondly, with that as well, the food. You'll get lunch this 2 second days, the 2 middle days, Wednesday and Thursday. There will be lunch provided by the conference. Dinner each night is on your own. There's a lot of places right in the area that we're able to go get dinner at. There's the Peachtree Center, which has a Moe's, it's like a big food court. Then the CNN Center is like another huge food court. So there's plenty of places for us to go get food. Those lines are long as well, so just be prepared for those. But you will need spending money for dinner each night. Breakfast, the hotel that we're staying at does not provide breakfast. So each morning in my room, we're going to bring a coffee maker. Obviously, the hotel has one, but we're going to bring a coffee maker, make coffee, have Nutri-Grain bars, granola bars, some bagels and peanut butter. We're going to have some breakfast items for you guys to come into the room each morning, grab some of that. We'll have to-go cups for the coffee and whatnot. So you won't need money for that unless you just really want to spend your money elsewhere. 268 store, dinner, lunch to and from the event. You'll need money for that. And then lastly, honestly, should be first and foremost, giving to the cause of the human trafficking, ending human trafficking and slavery. Schedule. What to expect schedule-wise. This is what we're gonna go through. I've listed on this thing your schedule. You guys are gonna be meeting us there. Obviously, Jesse, I know you're gonna meet us. I'm gonna pick you up from the airport down here. Nick, I don't really know where you're at. If you're gonna meet us there, if you're gonna fly in, drive in, what? Then Amy and Libby, I know you guys are driving in. and meeting us there. But from Jacksonville, we're going to leave probably around 7:30 in the morning. That way we'll get up there around noon, around between like noon, 1. Then we'll stop for lunch in that time frame. We're going to arrive at the hotel. We don't have to check into the conference. Luckily, they're doing that now. They're going to send me all the stuff. We do have to check in at the hotel and get settled in there. First main session, 7:30, Tuesday night, and then you have community groups after that. Then the next 2 days look the exact same. We're going to open up breakfast. You guys will be able to step in for breakfast around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then head out to community groups. At 9 o'clock is when they start. Then you have 3 main sessions in the afternoon. Lunch will be after the second main session, or after the first main session, I'm sorry. Yeah, should be after the first main session. And then a PM session, you'll have a break after the second session of the day is at 1:30. Probably go until about 3 would be my estimate. Then we come back at 7:30 for the last session. And then after that, you go to community groups again. Wednesday and Thursday are the exact same. Friday, same thing with breakfast. We will have our cars packed, and we will go park closer to the dome when we for the hotel. That way, we can, as soon as that's done, we can leave. We need to leave. The community groups start at 9. We need to leave the hotel at 8. That will be our goal, is have the cars packed and left in a parking spot by 8 o'clock. That way we are packed, ready to go. As soon as the session's over, we can get out of town, because fighting that traffic is tough. 60,000 people leaving at one time. So 8 o'clock is our goal for packing up and getting away from the hotel on Friday. 9 o'clock, you have your community groups. Then we'll have the main session. We'll dismiss around between 1:30 and 2 o'clock. After that, we'll head home. For those heading back to Jacksonville with us, we'll just stop and grab some lunch. And we'll probably get into Jacksonville that late that night. That's what to expect. Kind of an overview of the whole trip. I know this video is kind of long, but it's what to expect. It's going to be an awesome time. Awesome conference. It means so much to me. I can't explain it to you how much it means to me. Pray for you guys each day that this conference is going to be it's going to be awesome for you guys. It's going to mean a lot to you guys. Pray that you guys get there safely. Excuse that was my dryer. That you guys get there safely, and that we just have an awesome time together, that we grow closer together. Continue to pray for that. Pray for what you guys would give to the outreach. Pray that you guys would have an open heart to the worship, to the preaching, to the community groups. That you just have an overall awesome trip, and it's always been that for me. So definitely, it's going to be awesome. I'm excited for it. Like I said, each day I get more and more excited. So awesome. I'm looking forward to it. God bless you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message on Facebook, email me, call me, text me, whatever it may be. All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful day, wonderful month of December, and we will see you guys in Atlanta. All right, later.